Hey guys, thanks for staying with me. This is Deidre Ashante, and in the building, I have Miss Tmarie of the Tmarie Show.
It's called encouraging yourself. If don't nobody else clap for me, I'm gonna clap for me. How y'all doing?
Yes,
I'm gonna clap for me.
yes.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
You know I love you.
Man,
I'm
love you,
I'm like your secret fan. I'm like a little peon in your world.
Oh,
You are
child,
everything.
please. If I'm everything, then you are everything times two. Okay?
It's so good to be around women, and you can be around each other and celebrate each other, guys. We not in no battle against each other.
Why?
Why y'all fighting?
I don't know either.
I don't get it.
If you eat better when you eat together.
I don't care. I don't care if we're on 100 days. I want to thank you for participating in Christmas in July.
Oh my, no. I want to thank you for honoring me and allowing me to be able to do so. It was such a great honor, and I really hope that I, hold up to your standards and with your students or whatever else I can do. I'm open for whatever you need from me. You already know I'm open. It was such an honor.
And I always connect with people in the industry because I feel like the beauty industry is always like a foundation. It's like a starting point for most people. So when I find people that I know have been in the industry or are legally licensed, legitimately, I always want to connect. Hey, Linnell, I always want to connect them with people just coming because we all need somebody to pull us up sometimes. And sometimes you don't see the benefits of even getting the foundation. So before we go too far, because I know you're not going to talk.
Because and I'll keep going, and they'll be able to put up a sign and say, girl, shut up, please stop talking. So I'm going to follow the script.
Tell us who Tmarie is.
Oh my God. Okay, well, Jesus, how much time we got? Because we need another hour. Well, first of all, Tmarie is, I'm a licensed cosmetologist of 18 years. 18 years. And
18 years.
Yes, and I've been licensed in three states, which is Kentucky, Tennessee, and Georgia. Licensed Kentucky, Tennessee, and Georgia, and also like I said, 18 years, and I'm a media personality.
Gotcha.
So I've been doing that for like the last 2010, and then I've had my own show for the last 3 years.
Okay, so what exactly is a media personality?
Right.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so media personality is a personality that does more than just you're in front of the camera, you're behind the mic. So you're not only just on the radio. So I'm not just on the radio. I have a show, but I'm also on the red carpet and doing live stuff all the time. So you can find me a little bit anywhere. And so it's a little bit different than just being on the radio. I can be in front of the camera or behind the camera. So either one. So I love everything that is media, and I try to encompass it in my my daily stuff. It's like everything I do has something to do with media. Because you just can't help it. You first of all, I love information. So because I love information, I love sharing information. So when I get information, I share it one way or the other. So whether it's social, whether it's political, whether it's love, we do a lot of relationship stuff. Whether any of that, I know, girl. Yeah, I'm my own coach. So when we do any of that, I want to be able to share it because my whole goal is to see everybody happy.
Gotcha. So, and that's amazing because that's one of the reasons I started when God gave me Unleashed. I didn't even feel like I had enough to talk about.
Please. But until you get in front of that mic,
you get in front of the mic and people start asking you questions, and that was one of the reasons I did the show because I cannot connect with everybody just one-on-one, or I don't have time to sit down and meet with everybody. But a lot of times they can call in, they'll email me questions, and I will find people that I know are in that pattern or going through that lane. So with the media, what was your first start behind the mic?
Okay, so how I even got into media was through a divorce. When I was in college, I was a communication major, but that was my journalism side. So I wanted to do more of the camera work. Well, I had told my husband at the time that I wanted to, go to school, so he put me through school, and then he left.
Thanks.
He left, put me through school, and so that couldn't be the end because I had kind of slacked off from doing hair to pursue this thing. And so in 2010, I graduated from Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Yes, that's where I was, and I had an amazing mentor and instructor. Her name was Nicole Watson, and she had a connection at V103, Jean Ross, and put me in the internship. and I got started from there. And I actually learned the business of radio, period. So, you know, when people be like, you're just doing this, no, but I know the business of radio. I know exactly how media runs. I know exactly how media goes. So that's exactly how I got started. And I loved it from the beginning. Wanted to do it. I wanted to work behind Ryan. That was like my favorite personality at the time. And I wanted to work behind Ryan, so I became an intern for him. And then I graduated to be when I got the job at V103, I was an entertainment producer for L. Duncan, who used to do the Busted Report for the morning show.
Gotcha.
So that's how I actually got started. Did that, and then when I left there, I was Joyce Littell, another personality was on V103. Love Joyce too. Got a shout out to her.
What's that thing she does in Passion and Poetry?
Passion and Poetry. Yes, we went to her Passion and Poetry, and she is one of the reasons why I was able to get in front of the camera, because she had FM Digital Live at the time, between her break between V103. And so I was her producer for that, and then I got my first stint in front of the camera with her. Started doing the interviews, and it just went on from there.
I love it.
I was pretty blessed to have some good opportunities.
And people would not know that about that. You actually did the work and went and got the degree.
Did the work, went and got the degree, because it's so easy now for people to set up cameras and talk.
Yes.
And you know,
you gotta bring something different.
Yeah.
You want a polished.
Yes.
A polish.
Yes.
I always tell, my pastor always says, you have to be effective,
right,
and infectious.
And those two things are the things that make people stick with you and stay with you, because you be wondering, are people actually listening? But that's how you find out when people are listening, and you have to be pure and genuine about what you're doing.
Yes,
too.
And it comes from a really good place of wanting to help. And I find that when you're operating in your purpose, it's easier.
Yes.
It's easier. It's more fulfilling.
Yes.
I mean, I've had a whole bunch of jobs.
Okay.
That were jobs that I didn't enjoy what I did. So what I'm trying to figure out is how to connect with people and help them develop their passion. And figure out how to make that their paycheck. Because then they want, it's like when you go to McDonald's, nobody wants to be there.
No.
So you mad at me because I want some fries.
Right.
I just want some hot fries.
And that's what you're supposed to be there doing, providing me, frying them up and giving me hot fries.
It's crazy. I'm like, you're not happy, man. And you can tell the energy of happy people. Like, I don't like being around people.
And the thing about that is, no matter where you are in life, you need to be doing it with the 100%.
Yeah.
Because even if you don't want to be there, you need to do it like you want to be there, because somebody is watching you at all times.
Right.
And so when they see that you're putting out that energy like you want to be there, they actually give you more opportunities.
Right.
So you never know who's watching.
If you look at it as a step.
Right.
And not your final destination.
Exactly.
It won't be so depressing.
Exactly.
I think we get into final destination or depression. So many times we go off what we see, and we don't even go off what we feel. But I want people to know this doesn't have to be the end.
It's not the end.
Figure out what it is that makes you smile on the inside and go after it. And even if you're not there yet, as you get there, you'll be happy.
And you have to understand, no matter how old you are, what you've done, or your experience, there's never an end. Your end doesn't come until you stop breathing.
Yes.
And that's the thing. You have a day, every day, to start over. It's a new day every day, and you can start over every day. So don't be discouraged when you fail or fall back or have to take a step back. And that's okay. What people get mixed up with is when they have to take a step back. Sometimes that step back is necessary so you can take 2 steps
forward.
And so if you take it as that and not as that you're losing something, because another thing, you have to lose to win sometimes.
Ooh, that was Fantasia said that.
You have to lose to win sometimes.
A lot of folk with that one.
And that's the truth. Like you have to, because that way you know what you didn't want, what you didn't do right, and you be like, okay, so now I have a second opportunity, and now I know what to do.
Right. And we don't always we get complacent. Yeah. And as long as the bills are paid, as long as, we can have a good time, the kids are comfortable, we'll be okay. But it's when we get to that place of uncomfortability that we have to grow out of that box.
Exactly.
And we'll wonder and get mad because the place we're in, and not try to figure out why we're in that place.
Right. And how we got there and our part in it. We have a big thing about playing a blame game about what somebody else did, and never paying attention to the part that we played to get there. And so once you start doing accountability and the self-assessment, which is very big in your growth, when you're able to do that, then you're able to move forward, because now you know what part you don't have to do or what part you need to change about what's going on with you, that you can make a difference.
We give the devil too much credit, and we give the
devil
everything. You know, you know it was you.
It was
you know you ain't speaking to them folks, and then when you get sitting there across from them in an interview and wonder why you didn't get the job, well, you were mean to them.
Exactly.
So you've got to. So tell me how Tmarie, now that you're at this media and doing this right now, you just came out with Blessed Tresses.
Yes.
Tell me about Blessed Tresses.
Okay, so Blessed Tresses, again, also born out of my divorce situation. Everything that I've had to go right came out of something that went wrong. And so Blessed Tresses is actually a nonprofit that what we do is we cater to women who do not have the privilege or the opportunity to be able to get their hair done and take care of their hair, or have the right education or have the correct education, so they'll know what to do or what's going on with their hair. So if you're coming out of a shelter, or you're coming out of domestic violence, or you're coming out of just poverty-stricken area, you just don't have the money, what we do is we create a resource where we can actually do your hair and educate you about your hair, so that you can move forward without having to do those salon visits that you may need to do. But we giving you the correct education, and you not having to go to the beauty supply store. You know how they go, and they're trying to tell you about what you need to use on your hair. Now your hair is all jacked up. You need to be educated about what's going on with your hair. So we provide that, and then we also use we cater to the youth, because what I realized at the time when this was coming out, my daughter was in middle school, and I realized in middle school that's again transitional time, and when they become, oh my God, so they either become bullied or the bullier based on how they look and how they feel. And a lot of times if you look at their hair, mom don't know what to do with it. They don't know what to do with it.
They're actually going through puberty.
Yeah, exactly.
So the things that you used to do, that used to work before puberty don't work. Even sometimes people will do relaxers and they won't take because of the hormonal imbalance.
And so they need to know those things and how to take care of their hair, and if they get to a certain age, how to take care of their own hair if their mama can't take. So what we do, again, education, services, and products. So that's what we do. We understand that your image means a lot. I know people be like, it doesn't matter how you look. It really does. We know that without your hair, that's why cancer patients have it so hard, because when they lose their hair, that's your crown. That's what God gifted you with, so that you could be complete. So for a woman to set her crown on top of her outfit and the rest of it, she feels amazing, and she can go conquer the world. So we want to make sure that every woman who can't afford those services, crown is still
intact.
I
love it. I love it. I actually am going to donate my Christmas in July dress
Girl, give me
Blessed Tresses, so that one of the teams can wear it for prom this year. So you make sure.
And we got a big prom thing we're going to be doing this year. Like, we're trying to get with somebody for domestic violence, partner with someone. So we want to always be working. So anybody that wants to work with us, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I love it. I love anybody that's doing anything in the community for people, because I didn't get here by myself.
Right.
And it's a different generation. Like my big mom, my grandma was like everything. But now it's like the grandmas is like 30. So
hey, 30-year-old grandma.
So I figure if we pair with the grandmas, we'll have like 70 years old.
Girl, please don't make me kiss on this down right here. Please don't.
So we have to pair up,
yeah,
so that we can help our children, our youth. Sometimes you don't have the resources or the mental capacity on your own, or even in your own immediate circle. But if we pair our community together with positive people, then we can really change our community.
And you've been a blessing, like doing what you do, even allowing us to come and do our event at your school, and just giving away the services, and the scholarships. Like, you're doing amazing things. So you're gonna always be blessed, to continue to be a blessing. And people don't understand, the more you give and the more you put out there, the more you get.
I tell everybody, it's not mine. That building is not mine. I lease it, and as long as I lease it, it's all of ours to use.
For the community.
As long as this in a positive manner.
Exactly.
We will always be there for you guys for Blessed Trusted. I want to make sure that we get you a bunch of prom dresses. I think I don't know if it was my PR rep. Somebody told me I can't wear the same thing twice. And it take up the whole closet. See, nobody told me when I got nobody told me when I started this radio show that it was this intricate.
Intense.
Like,
yes, it's very intense, and you can't take a picture in the same thing twice. I be going through my closet
talking about you. They be on the blogs and stuff. That's some hateration.
The other thing,
girl, if that ain't some hateration. Like, how do you remember if I don't?
They'll pull the picture up. December, February. So I be trying to wrap belts, scarves, jackets, change it up.
It's crazy. This industry is crazy.
It is.
I don't understand. So I have decided, now that my baby is in in college, I've downsized, so I don't have the storage space in my house that I used to. So yeah, whatever I can't use, I'm just gonna give her away.
And we're taking donations for clothes and shoes and stuff because again, we want to be able to pour. We're just pouring more into our community than just hair. Yes. That's the root of it because that's what I do, and I know we can change that immediately. But clothes and we're even trying to get resources for people who don't have a place to live. Like we just want to be resourceful and be able to give those type of things to the people and the women especially.
The scared thing is that people don't like to talk about it.
They don't.
A lot of people don't like to talk about it. Like, it could be, we talk about it like it's really, really an issue that's not hitting close to home. But you don't know who's sleeping in their car.
Listen, I've been on the other end of the spectrum, and that's what people don't know. And if my mom was, she'd be like, "Shut up! You don't tell me," because your mama don't tell you business.
What goes on in this house stays
exactly. And on her end, I mean, we were never, that never happened to us. But on my end, when I've had my kids, I definitely had to depend on staying with somebody else. I've been in a situation, and that's the reason why I can actually relate to this type of thing. I don't have any shame in my game because God has blessed me. Yes. I've been on somebody's couch, and I've been in my own couch for 2 or 3 couches in a bunch of different rooms. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have any shame in being like, okay, I was here, because now somebody who's there now can relate to me, and I can relate to them, and they'd be like, "You just talking?" No, baby, I've been there.
And I've been there. When you've been on the other side of the spectrum and you've come out, stuff don't bother me. Like, stuff don't move me,
baby.
Like, I don't need a title
either.
I just want to be happy.
Yes.
I don't care. I can't take no money to the grave with me. I'm only allotted this amount of time to be on this earth. Let me just be happy.
And that's all I want. Like, I've never been a name brand person, girl. They be talking about, I tell you, I don't know Saint whatever from Lou whatever and nobody. And that's because it really don't make no difference. When I get on a red carpet, I'm doing an interview, nobody's asking me about those things. They just glad that you look good and your face is, your face look good and your hair
and
look good.
You open your mouth and speak life.
Yes. Girl. Nobody concerned about that. And they be killing themselves behind this money. Honey, as I get money, that's still not what I'm going to be buying.
And it's still not mine. I promise you, if I make 1,000, I done gave 7 of it away.
Okay.
Or I owe it to 8 folk before I mean, like, let's just be real. Like, there's just so much unrealism in our community, and I don't know who we trying to fake it for. I haven't quite sure. No. I'm not quite sure what we putting on airs for.
Because as you get to know some people, they're putting on airs. The people you're putting on airs for are putting on airs for you. And that's that part. You be thinking somebody else got it together, and when you get to talking to them, they don't have it together. So first of all, I've never been a person who's been concerned about what people think about me, because I know who I am in God, and who he chose me to be. That's number one. But number two, I can't be concerned about what y'all think, because at the end of the day, y'all not gonna give me no money, pay no bills, take care of my kids, go pick them up from school. Like, you're just not gonna do any of those things.
I mean, they're gonna say, "Oh, who she thinks she is," when you wearing red bottoms. And the red bottoms don't mean nothing to you; they mean it to them.
Right.
But they're gonna say who she thinks she is. And then if
I'm
you act like
get the real
if you act busted, or you not showing up with the right attire in their mind, then she need to get it together. We gotta pray for her. What?
But then pray for me. I'll take that any day. Pray for me. Ask God to bless me and to deliver me from whatever. I'll take them prayers. I just can't be concerned about what y'all think. Like, I've never been concerned with people thinking. I think that's what gets me through life. Period. Because I know who I am. I know what character I have. I know my morals, I know what I do, I know so it doesn't bother me what people say. I just really don't.
And it took me a while. I used to care because I know my heart, and I'm sensitive. So I can't. Most people don't know that about me. Okay.
I know, right?
I'm a G,
right?
But on the other side of that, I'm really sensitive. So I mean, and like it would be that's a part of being in business that's so hard for women. Like people, you cannot please 100% of the people all the time. I get so frustrated, and now with the internet and we got Google and people want to go
Google you,
put
so
up
don't be lying.
But people, the crazy stuff, like they will put up the stupidest stuff on Google. Like we just went through graduating, like it was like 60, 40, 50 kids at that graduation, and somebody went on Google and said, "Oh, Miss D, she got favorites. She don't treat everybody the same." Okay, well, what do you say to that? Like, okay, I don't know who pissed in your weeds today, but I don't even think we've met.
Right.
But hi, how are you?
Right.
Here's my direct cell number if there's anything I can do to ever assist you.
Very political.
And that's all you can do.
That's it. And that's all you can do. You, long as you know your heart is pure. And you know you respect, you do the right thing. You cannot be concerned because people are going to say what they going to say.
It took me years in this industry. I wasn't even the face of my company for years. I let other people. Oh, you do it. I know they might say something hurt my feelings. I don't know if I have any feelings no more.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, and that's another thing that happens. You become hard. You become, not where you can be as permeated as you could be. Like you just become stronger, and you allow stuff to start bouncing off of you because you realize that you don't have those emotions to give to anybody.
That's
so you
negative. I just don't have
that.
it to give.
Right.
Now I guess I'm even like that with my children.
Right.
Like if you're gonna bring me a problem, bring me a solution.
Me too.
Please get in there. She said everybody. One of my students said everyone is different. You can't treat everyone the same.
No, you can't.
That's right, Adrian. So, but